Hey, what's going on today, guys? Back with a video. So I completely failed last week. I did not get 3 videos. Too much came up. I had technical difficulties. So I'm going to have to do 5 videos this week to make up for the other 2 I missed. So Motivational Monday today. I want to start off with a good quote. And here it is. And hopefully this is the person that actually said it. But for those of you that don't know who Stuart Scott was, he was a sportscaster. At least I'm thinking this is the one we're talking about. He was a sportscaster for ESPN. I believe he got cancer and he died, unfortunately. And what a great quote this is. So, don't downgrade your dream just to fit your reality. Upgrade your conviction to match your destiny. I love that. You know, it's saying, don't settle. Upgrade your work ethic. Upgrade your conviction to succeed to match what it is you want to dream of and what you want to be. So that's motivation for Motivational Monday. I hope that hits home for some of you guys. You got to work hard. You got to take action to get where you want to be. It's not going to just happen for you. So let's move on. So let's talk about what I'm going to talk about today. I actually want to go over real quick listings, just general. I'm going to go over real basic stuff. There's more to a listing, but I'm going to go over just generally how to optimize your listing, and it's something that most people don't know. And this is going to help you out when you're first creating your first listing. So, first of all, when you go to Amazon, and for those of you that don't know, when you first submit your UPC and you put in your information, you have to be not necessarily brand registered, but you have to prove to Amazon if you get that error code, and I forget the exact number. It'll pop up. It's like 34455, something like that, 6, something like that, 3,000 something, I believe. You have to prove to Amazon, I've talked about this in a previous video, that your brand name is on the package, so you don't have to do a generic product. So you have to send them pictures with your package with the brand name on it. So for those of you that don't know that, you have to submit that to Amazon Seller Central. It can take a while, sometimes up to a week. It's supposed to be faster, but that's just not always the case. Now what it's supposed to do is supposed to prevent hijackers from being able to get on your listing and list stuff. But I still don't understand how that works, because if they're approved to sell it and the listing exists, they're going to end up doing it. So I don't see how that's going to prevent anything, but I digress. So anyway, that's once you get past that part and you have the actual listing, when you want to optimize your listing. And what does that actually mean? So I wrote down a few things, so a few basic things. First off, and I've talked about this over and over again, you have to have great listings, okay? And when I say great listings, there's something called 3D rendering, and that can really make the image stand out. Now, you're going to need a professional. If you don't know how to do this, you need a professional to do this. I cannot do this. You usually have to be a professional. You have to understand how to use the software. You have to have the proper things to do it. It really makes your picture stand out. And as we talked about previously, the picture is really the only thing, that you have that's going to draw customers to your item. Now, what's more is infographics. And why are they so important? Because usually the infographics are going to tell the customer what is different or better or about your product. So you can't obviously show them, they can't touch the product, but you can show them through infographics. Maybe my light switch has a dimmer instead of just a regular switch, right? So you can show the dimmer. You can show a lifestyle picture of somebody using it where the lights are dimmed or completely lit. So that's where the lifestyle pictures come in. And that's just an example. Obviously, people know what a dimmer is and everything, but if you're differentiating your product, you want to be able to show that. And if you can't show that, then that becomes an issue, because it's something that's going to help draw people in and help them to buy your product. So this is very important. When you first create that listing, make sure you have that. Now, your main images are going to be at least 1,000 by 1,000 or more. They should be at least 1,000 pixels on each side. All white background, and 85% of the image should be taken up by the photo, especially for people on mobile phones, so you can see how clearly the photo is and how it looks, right? No logos or trademarks on the main image, especially. I have seen people do that and get away with it. A lot of times the bots now on Amazon, they're preventing that from happening anyway. So if you can get them on the next pages, maybe, but most places don't do that. You already have your brand name on your title, even though I've been told in the past not to do that, and I understand that. But according to Amazon, that is what they want. They want the brand name to start the title, and that's what you're supposed to have. So that's good. Brings us to the next thing, the title. You should have your brand name to start it, and then the keywords put in an order that makes sense. So if I'm going to sell webcam, I'm not going to say webcam. I might say, well, let's say what I might say. Webcam 1080. I might say 1080p webcam. High definition 1080p webcam. With autofocus and speakers and whatever else you're going to put on there. But you have to make the sentence make sense. Don't just put random keywords in there. Of course, you take your top 50 keywords, you take out the words that make sense, put together a nice sentence with the features of the actual product, and that's the best way to make a title. Okay? Now your bullet points, I like to have little characters. Paul's talked about this, little characters. Kind of makes your listing stand out. Maybe a little heart emoji if you're selling Valentine's Day, right? Or maybe if you're selling a tool, maybe have a little wrench or a little screwdriver or something like that, and the little icons for your bullet points. Your bullet points should, of course, be relevant. They should be focused and to the point. They should have, bold titles. And if you notice, a lot of people do not do that. I'm going to bring up a listing here. This is just for a power strip. They just have dots. This is where you would normally put the icons, right? So it kind of makes your listing stand out a little bit. And then you put real basic things about the product. I like to bold in the first part of it right here. They haven't done that, but I like to put that in bold just to make a point. So people, if they're not going to read the whole thing, they at least see that first part of it. And I like to put icons here. It really adds a nice touch to it. And you can see they have a nice white background. It takes up almost the whole entire space. There's not much weight in there. They have infographics here, telling you how widely they're spaced out. Okay, it's telling you some stuff about the product. Again, more infographics and built-in circuit breakers, telling you different things about the product. So these are the infographics. There's somebody using it. Well, it's just sitting in the office, right? But that's the lifestyle picture because it's an electronic that you plug stuff into, so you're not really going to have somebody there with it. But also, videos now are accepted even if you're not brand registered. For those of you that don't know, I don't know the details of that yet. It might be a 10 or 15 second video, but definitely look into that because it's been proven that videos make your product sell better. So I am currently looking into that and getting some videos done. So moving on down, I talked about everything in this, so keep that all in mind when you're creating your listing. Also, within the listing itself, there will be spots where you can add in keywords. I definitely recommend you do that. That helps the search, optimize the search to find your product. Don't skimp on that. Make sure you put your keywords in there as well. And then if you don't know what I'm talking about, under the edit, under manage inventory, then edit, you'll find it under the details of that, of your listing. Okay? So if we go down here, here's the part that a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they do and just don't know how to do. So when you get down to this point, this is all HTML. So I am old, right? So when I was young, I had web TV. The only thing web TV communicated with was regular HTML. And of course web pages. There was only HTML. There was not all this crazy stuff. There wasn't DHTML and Flash and all that other stuff. Now, HTML, and I'm not an expert, but I used to build some web pages. It's everything that encloses all this stuff. So you can add stuff into that like Java and different scripts and different things within the HTML code, right? But this is more than likely basic HTML. So they've added pictures in here. They've added their brand name and logo. It's really well done. Okay, so this is what a real good listing looks like. You see how they have bullet points here? At the very least, what you should have now. If you're not going to have all these pictures and different things, you might have to be brand registered to have that. I'm not sure about that. But at the very least, you want to have these bullet points like this, describing what's in your product and why it's better, right? So at least have some bullet points. Now, how do you do that? Because if you type in just the bullet points, it just comes up in one big paragraph. It won't show up like this because you don't have the HTML code in there. So I have a real basic HTML script here that's going to show you, if you guys want to take a look at it and copy it down, it's going to show you how to do that. So what you can do is just put like about us, or you can put, our brand or whatever you want to put, right? And then you can put your brand is good because of this, this, and this. And why choose us? So like, why choose us? Okay, so you can see this is for paragraph. This starts and ends it. Strong is going to make it like a bold, bigger text. So you can use strong there. Again, strong here. So this indicates this should actually be up here. And this should be split up. It doesn't really matter. When you have an HTML, it all goes together. So this indicates the beginning of a paragraph, from what I remember about HTML. And this ends, /P ends the paragraph. And this starts the strong bold type, and this ends it. So anything in between here. And then it's going to start a whole new line here, right? So starts the paragraph, strong, your brand, whatever your brand is, and then ends the strong, and then say whatever you want about it, and then ends the paragraph. So the way it's going to show up, if we continue to do this, this is strong, why choose us, then you can put bullet points. And, you know, our brand does this, this, and this, okay? And this means space. So if you look at this code, the P starts the paragraph, the /P inside these brackets closes the paragraph, meaning it starts a whole new line, right? A whole new paragraph. So I would recommend putting in multiple key features, either with a check or a bullet point like they have in this listing right here. So the way they did this is they had a new paragraph here, new paragraph here, new paragraph here. Okay, this is probably set up in a certain type of bold or a certain type of font, which you can also control. So if you don't know how to do that, there's probably scripts out there that you can go find that you can add in for your Amazon listings. I'm sure many people have them. So kind of like a customized one, you can just enter in your key points. So if I want to put in my key points here, and now I put use multiple, I would put like a check mark or a bullet point, and then I would put in like my surge protector has multiple plugs that fit many different types of plugs that will protect your product. So put each feature under there, right? And then just start each one with a P and then the /P, but the brackets in between. So that's going to show up real nice. It's going to show up a nice list of bullet points where you're going to be able to read from top to bottom. And this is going to show our brand and what our brand does, and then everything you need to organize your life or whatever. You know, have this surge protector to organize all your cords and protect your electronics. So it's going to be all at the bottom here. So again, paragraph, end with paragraph. This is just a space. It forces a space. And you can look up HTML, basic HTML code. So that's going to be the very least. It'll look very clean and very nice when you're done with that. If you really want to get something more in depth, you might have to hire somebody, or you might have to just do some research or find a nicely written HTML code. You can enter your information in there, and it turns out like this. Okay, so you can see there's real basic, and then there's professional. And this is professional. It's done well. Everything is set up nicely with the bullet points and the pictures. But you can do basics without having to have the pictures, and you don't have to be brand registered for that. Just put in some HTML code in your description point under edit, under your item, and it'll allow you to do that. So this is a real basic one if you want to copy that. And this is for each bullet point here. Okay, this one here. So that's something you can do right now if you have a listing to help optimize it, and it should make it look a lot cleaner and a lot better. Okay, and everything else I talked about with the pixels, with the picture, and everything like that. It's all very important. Get those pictures looking nice. It's going to help you your conversion rate. It's going to help you sell better. It's going to help you beat your competition. They make all the difference in the world. So, okay, guys, I hope this really helped. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try and make a video every single day this week to make up for last week because I promised I would do it. So now I have to make up for what I've done or haven't done. So, Motivational Mondays, again, check your conviction. Are you serious about this? Do you want to succeed? Like and subscribe, guys. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.